Hello everyone and welcome to ZSR Main. Today we've got another match of the Zelda Randomizer Standard Tournament 2023 here. We have ourselves Swiss round 4 here. We've got ourselves a 2-1 matchup between BKPKT, Patrick, and Chromataclysm. I'm Star, and our two comps today are Mariah Nightcrawler. Take it away, you two.
Hello, everyone. Yes, a very exciting matchup here. Two previous tournament winners and championship belt holders from the past. So this will be a very interesting matchup. We kind of were matched up last week in a four-way race. Chroma and myself and Big Picket and Shaddy all got to showcase one single seat together. But tonight's going to be very exciting. Nightcrawler here in the booth with me tonight. How are we doing, man?
How'd I get here? What's going on?
All right. We took the blindfold off of him. He doesn't have a choice.
I'm here again. Wow. This happens like every couple days. It feels like, or at least once a week. This is great. I can't believe I'm here. So yeah, Chromataclysm, a very colorful racer, and BPT Patrick, an excellent racer on his own. We're gonna see these two face off against each other. These guys are top tier. I can't wait to see what happens. I hope we get Death Mountain.
Wow, hoping for a Death Mountain. We've had a few previous races where people have hoped for Death Mountains, and they've been interesting, and they've really caused some issues and whatnot. So I'm actually hoping for like a segmented Eastern continent that's required in traversing both sections of it, but we'll see.
We got some fighter going on. Nice.
Yeah, Chroma's been practicing with your fighter, dude. That's very, very cool. Yeah, this is his rando sprite as of recently.
Makes me feel good.
For those who're not aware, Nightcrawler here, who we blindfolded and brought into the booth, is the author of said sprite. So,
well, I'm glad I got to see Midnight last night on your restream too.
Yeah.
That one too often. All right, yeah. So we got a nice red Dyra, nice and juicy. Let's see how much it's worth.
Well. More importantly, there we got Chroma flexing the link feet move to get across that encounter. A somewhat recently discovered trick for vanilla runners, but works anywhere, right? So you could use it in the rando, and it still works. So very quick move across that I don't know what to call that encounter. It's the bubble encounter in vanilla.
It's so good seeing link feet being used like this. Like I never would have dreamed, 2 years ago or whatever, that I'd see it being performed live in a rando.
Yeah, it's been about it has been a little while, hasn't it? Been like a year and a half or so.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Seems like it.
Anyway, 2 hearts. We got a heart on the grass and heart in Trophy Cave there. I didn't see what Big Picket found over on his side. It was Saria, something over there. Sorry, and GP. Okay.
Having a little bit of an issue here. I'll be.
Roger that.
Yeah.
200-point P-bag there for Fighter Man. Chroma was having a little technical issue before getting started here. His stream went offline, and when he came back, he didn't have his camera up. I was hoping that he was not going to rob us of his facial expressions during this race, and lucky for us, we do have his camera. Y'all can't see it on the restream, but it is on his personal stream. So we'll get to see all the anger, all the confusion right here up front. Funny enough, Patrick picking up the heart, same as Chroma, and then taking the death to the red Dyra there.
Go west to find the heart. Thank you so much.
Oh, shield. We're not going to get shield. Okay. Or did I miss him in the town? He walked in and
Chromataclysm?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him get the hint. I didn't get to see him get the spell. It's pretty quick, so maybe not.
Yeah, don't leave that bag on the floor. It's just $50 though.
I'll take $50.
Yeah, you talked to Trez for your payment for comms tonight.
I did. He said the check's in the mail.
Oh, the old, yeah, okay.
Man, I should watch it again. All right, so
Ooh.
that's the raft. I forgot exactly what I. Oh, it's the canoe, right?
Yes,
the
yeah,
canoe.
yeah.
It did look like a football for a second. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so Big Picket just having the knowledge of the top side there for Saria and GP. Again, I didn't see what was in Saria, so I'm not 100% sure if there was anything worth going back for.
BT Slacker redeemed Blame Trez? What what does that do?
You'll have to spend 2,500 channel points to find out yourself.
I think I got that many. I could do it.
All right, so we got to pass through there. Don't know if we've seen the top side of that. I don't think we have. We're coming into Saria for Big Picket here to get his shield spell. I'm very interested that Chroma did not grab shield. Oh, neither is. Am I in the Twilight Zone, or did Big Picket just walk out of Raru and not get shield? Am I?
Let's be honest. These two guys, they know that they're up against very good racers, and they have 6 hearts. So they might figure every second's worthwhile. Like back in the day, back in my time, people used to skip, 1-ups and stuff like that, and hearts all the time. So getting shield is it's not the worst if we're talking about like really high-end racers. If you ask me.
I mean, we're 5 minutes into the race. Certainly shield is going to be useful beyond this point at some point.
I guess I don't agree.
So are you picking up life then?
No.
No life,
race,
no
no
shield. All right.
Yeah.
We got fire in Saria. There.
They've got lives and they've got health. And they've got life 3 already, so they can finish the game on this.
Perhaps, but they're looking like they might have to go into Death Mountain here. There is a Death Mountain connection there, and we're dead-ended over here, and we don't have a way to get up and over through jump. Or did we go reverse in Jump Cave? Is that what we saw earlier? My God, I feel like I'm losing my mind here. I did just eat dinner right before this.
Must have been some bad chicken.
Oh, it's delicious. P5 right there. So we got GP and P5 on. Oh.
Yeah, I think these caves so far are pretty clear on where they're going. It's nice to see Patrick in here already. I think Chromataclysm is searching for another way, any other way, and I don't blame him, but I love Patrick going in.
Oh, well, there's a raft. Okay,
yeah.
Well, I think Patrick kind of lucked out in the western routing there because he went Saria GP side first, which is a dead end. There's a hammer block cave there, and then he went south, and he didn't have to up and A, whereas Chroma went south first, then he up and A to go back to the top side to check out that, and so he's probably making his way back to the Death Mountain connection soon enough here. Wow,
this is great.
Wow.
Do you just... Okay, let's say you're in Patrick's shoes. Do you just go back into Maze Island and get the 2 items?
Yes,
and there's a
yes,
cave
I do.
Too. Wow.
Yeah, that could be into another section of the west. Maze Island could be like a huge connector area. Like we have islands west, it looks like, and islands east.
Yeah.
This is very exciting.
I love this.
Yeah, as long as we don't find the boots, I love this.
And Maze Island is connected to the east, to that cave, to the east with a bridge, to Death Mountain with the raft, and to somewhere with this cave. That's really interesting.
Yeah. It's literally just, you see the bridge right there. It's literally just a little bit over to the west. So both the cave and the bridge go east here.
Okay.
Wow, that's kind of scammed on the connections, but whatever.
Yeah, it might be useful to save a little bit of time. Pick the preferential one.
Now we see we've got our eyes on the orange iron knuckle, orange Lizolfo here, and we're gonna see if he's worth some good money. Middle of the road.
Fine.
Yeah, 150 this early on is not too bad.
And the red ones, let's see about these guys. Oh, we're not going to see about these guys. We're just going to sacrifice ourselves to revive Ganon. Nice jump. 5 hundo. Nice. We're going for attack. Oh, red was 50 when he killed it? Oh, okay, thanks.
I'd still probably kill it, though, because I don't know if 2 deaths is worth it. $50 is worth more than 2 deaths here.
Well,
I don't know.
He's right by a palace.
Yeah, but he's got 400 experience now. He probably doesn't want to lose that just yet. Oh, look at these items. They're right next to each other.
Yeah, see. All this health, man.
All right, so it's one of these maze islands where if your opponent, you walked the right way, and if your opponent walks the wrong way, they're going to get like a full clear of this place. And, yeah.
And Chromataclysm is heading through a different passage than Patrick did, but I think they both lead to the same segment. So he should make his way over to the raft and get his foldable canoe some work.
Foldable canoe.
I mean, they put it in their pockets, right?
They probably do. All right, well, I guess we're going east here. We've got P4 sitting on Maze Island. It's vanilla location here, but we're going east, and no boots on our feet just yet, so that means we're walking around. We're walking around these little single-path, single-tile walkways, these bridges, land bridges, what have you, and we're looking for something. We're looking for a way into palaces. If we find the boots along the way, that's nice. I hope we spend a little bit more time without the boots, but I don't want to rob these runners of the boots for the entirety of the seed because it seems like there might be a little, obviously a little too much back and forth at this point. Gonna get them. Oh, well, there you go. There's our palace logic.
This is a rather large central island that Patrick is on. All right, we got ferry. Nice. He checked the sign and it just said A, and he opted out of reading the rest of it, but he knew what it was. It's definitely not shield if it's got an A in it.
Yeah, well, yeah. I didn't see how much it was to cast it there.
Yeah.
Probably still going to look around for some stuff anyway.
And this central island is pretty big, but we see it, connecting up here in the north. And Kurma's gonna 200 for a red iron knuckle. Wow, that's
not a bad find.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Moas in here. Oh Jesus! I guess we can't cast. We can't cast fairy.
Does he have? Did he up an A? He's got 2 lives. He should be okay.
I think they're invulnerable. He hit something, and I don't.
No. Oh, this is.
Wish we had the shield spell in this encounter where things are hitting us for 2 to 3 hearts. Jeez.
Yeah, shield doesn't help for lava, does it?
Hey, shield could be combined with fire today, and we could have fireballs shooting across the map. We don't even know. Neither one of our runners picked it up.
Yeah, but if the eyeballs are invincible, like you said,
then they will be susceptible to fire.
Oh yeah. Okay, look.
Hey, we're reaching here that shield is fire, but
we can't all use our brains when we're watching Zelda 2 Randomizer. That's all I'm saying.
But that's a game over, and that's a back to start. So now Chroma, I guess, is technically in the lead just here, walking wise, just distance wise here. But Big Picket's going to be back here in a moment as Chroma's trying to find that one little section with both the items on it. As I just mentioned, if you walk the wrong way, you're never going to find these things till the very end.
Yeah, it is a bit unfortunate, but if Chroma survives a bit better on the Eastern continent, he can make up that time difference, I think.
Yeah, and if he sees all these encounters, I don't know if we saw Blue Lose Alpha just yet. If they're worth a lot of money, he might be able to get some extra levels here. Of course, the red bits are invulnerable.
Yeah, I don't know. Diving palaces really would be interesting. And another thing to keep in mind is that typically seeds give early boots. So seeds that have islands give early boots. So I think there's actually a stronger than usual possibility that boots are in DM Hammer Cave.
Yeah, I mean,
it's probably not in a palace because, well, I guess they got fairy already, so it could have been in logic to be in a palace. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No. I was about to say, Chroma here, about to find his items. Finds the item. We got, I think, a little bit of an eye roll there. He's got to get the sec. There's the big eye roll. Jesus, he's just injured his neck with that eye roll. Oh my God.
Yeah, you guys should have seen Chroma's reaction there.
Almost fell out of his chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's again. It's the feeling. I know the feeling when you're just walking everywhere, you're finding nothing, and then all of a sudden you learn that both of those item drops are right next to each other. Lucky for him, though, nothing ultra progression here, right? Just a heart and a bag, nothing crazy. So he isn't missing out on anything that Big Pig would have had earlier than he did. But he's going to check the east now, as they both walk to the east here.
Yep. Through the same exit. Like, that's a high five if I've ever seen one.
He was going to try link feet, but doing link feet from the right side sucks, from what I understand. So it's a lot harder to do it from the right side than the left side.
Yeah, dude, this is such a unique seed. I'm in love with this seed so far.
Yeah, Patrick's going to check this. Okay, Chroma's going to get his fairy spell, but Patrick's going to check this pass-through. There was a pass-through heading north off of the bridge, and there's this pass-through heading east now. And I think they're probably going to... Oh, okay, they don't go. Nope, doesn't work.
That island, not super useful.
Chroma gets the stun there. Nice.
Now, that Moa... Are the Moas in the town a separate enemy? Yeah, the Moas in the town are a separate enemy. Yeah, okay. I was going to say, they're both on the Eastern Continent, they're both Moas, so if this one was hittable, then the other one should have been, but like we were saying, separate enemies, so it's not actually the case.
Yeah, the Moas in Old Kasuto are purple. Even though they're invisible, they're still purple, and the ones that are in counters are blue.
Oh, nice P-Bag, 5 hundo. And speaking of P-Bags, Chroma...
Ooh, look at that! But see, here's the thing. Last week, he got caught by some invisible Moas, and there he had a chance to get caught by it again. He doesn't even know there are invisible Moas in there, although he can probably tell based on the lack of enemies that you can see. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Got so much experience in his bank, too. Get out of there! Get off the grass.
Get off of the lava. It's funny, because the race room is called Peaceful Lava.
Oh, is it? Oh, but speaking of peace, we will have no more peace, as Patrick just picked up the Glove of War, Ares Glove. Now he can attack and invade palaces.
Is that how that works?
That is, but he can't cast fairies, so...
Yeah, there's another Moa in here, though, so we might not make it out of this cave.
Oh,
Patrick,
Patrick's having a lot worse luck with Moas, and it's not that I don't really think that it's Chroma's doing a worse job at dodging. Sorry, a better job at dodging. I think they're both doing about the same job at dodging. It's just Chroma seems a little bit luckier with the Moas. Well, let's see if he makes it. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God.
A bit luckier.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, at least they both made it here. Now they got to get across the lava. This is total... Oh, he's going to get cornered. He's going up into Death Valley. He's like, oh my God, he's looking for a reset point. Oh my, this sucks so bad. I've been in these situations before. They're terrible at a race.
I feel like I know what he's trying to do. What he tried to do. He was trying to get to a forced encounter to nope out of that and then go back. But he's so far into this that... Well, is he going to have to go all the way to the palace? And is he just going to do the palace? And he can't get a magic level to decrease across the ferry because he already passed it.
Well, it won't. Yeah, right. So, I mean, I think the thing is that he can probably get to this. If he does the link feat, there's one successful from the right. But you're seeing him struggle a little bit, right? Because it's kind of tough. There's another one.
Oh my God! Chroma! What a beast. That... I think it did it! 3
nice.
From the right side! Wow! Weren't you saying from the right side it's harder?
Oh yeah, it's a lot harder.
Jeez, Chroma. You know what? He needed to do that, because otherwise he was going to drop all that experience on the floor without being able to redeem it. And he'd have to walk back through Death Mountain and Maze Island and come back all the way up through here. And he would still have that big, huge lava bull hockey to deal with. Now I think he's just trying to get to 1950 so he can... Honestly, if he's here, he should probably select magic levels. And I think he was trying to find a hidden lava tile there.
Yeah, he's trying to find the bag. There's the bag and the jar lava tiles that will have the small items on them, and so it might not be there today though.
It's a lot of smart plays he's doing. This kind of grinding is usually not a great idea, but in this particular case, I think it is exactly what he needs to do.
Yeah, and he knew this wasn't going to be something that he couldn't do, right? Because we've already seen GP in 4, so he knew that whatever this was, he would be able to do it. So this was a totally valid play. We walk into the item room though on Patrick's side here. Is this P5? P2 or P5? I wasn't sure which one this was.
The jars are being far too generous for Chromataclysm, and Patrick only getting 100-point P-bag. Oh my god, that's like 4 jars in a row for Chroma. 5? What is that, 1 in 32 chance? Please. Something. Poor guy. Okay. He just needs... He's probably going to go in to get that last 60 experience, last 58 experience that he needs. And here's going to... Yep.
It's 6, so...
Okay. This is totally doable. Yeah. For 20 experience, it's not worth... Let's find something else. He's got like 2 extra free lives recently. So he's got plenty for this palace. He just needs to decrease the cost of magic so he can actually go through doors. Instead of going for the attack level. And then he's going to have to do Barba at attack 3. Yep. I called it! I like being able to call it.
He wants to see if Fairy's castable before taking this because he probably wants to save his extra experience.
Yeah, it is castable, and he can get 2 casts?
Wow.
That's a big improvement.
That's like 24 or something. Looks like a 24 Fairy at Magic 5 there.
Yeah, I think 25, but yes. Because it's just slightly past the median point in the icon.
Yeah. We got Patrick looking through Death Mountain here. He may or may not have a castable fairy. I'm not 100% sure at Magic 4 there. We didn't see it on Chroma's side, and I didn't see Patrick cast it just yet. I guess he went through the door in the item room. Oh, no, he didn't, because he had a key, because he picked up the P-bag.
Oh, BT Slacker correcting me. Yeah, it is 24. You were right. I don't like being...
I was just guessing. I mean, I've seen, I think I see more even numbers than odd numbers, but whatever. I mean, it's all the same.
Dude, this strange seat has led to a lot of very interesting reactions from the runners, and I love to see that.
Yeah, it seems like Patrick is going to be gambling on Death Mountain here. I mean, on Hammer Cave, simply because, I mean, he doesn't have a hammer, and we're out of connectors at this point, right? We've seen everything. We've seen Cave to DM, Raft from DM to Maze, and then Maze having the last 2 connectors to the east. So that's it. That's all she wrote. So
I think... Yeah, looking for Hammer Cave might be a good idea, because like what I said earlier, it might lead to Boots, which would lead to much easier navigation.
Yeah, we don't have any... There's a rock sighting, but we don't have any idea what's in... Oh, he's going to have to take a death here. We don't have any information on like, who... sorry, what was that? Who... Was it Go West? It was Go West to find the heart. So we don't have any palace information on items just yet.
Right. Yeah, unfortunately, Chroma kind of got that fairy on a reflex. He probably wanted to take that death down below, but now that he's refilled, he's going in a different direction and seeing what Fortune has in this direction. Because with that particular room that he was in, you need either jump or fairy to get out of there. So
the thing is here, this is... God, does he know the enemy set? Is it gonna... No, there's no door in here. He was going to take a death, I think, on that Doom Knocker with 2 enemies. Now, so this is going to have a door at the end of this one. He's going to need to die here if he wants to get through the door. Well,
he's shaking his head, but if what you're saying is completely accurate, then yeah, it's a good thing he did die, because if he oh yeah, the Doom Knocker. He had
probably cast Fairy now and just go, yeah. He's got a key. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, and there's the item room.
That's very nice. Hammer.
Oh my god, dude.
Okay, all right. We saw a potential forest encounter that they didn't check.
That's true.
And here's Hammer Cave for Patrick.
Nice. This divergence is wild, and I love every moment of this. I hope we have answers though in both locations. This is great.
Now, depending on what Patrick finds, like I said, it could end up being pretty useful, like if it's boots. But now that Chroma has hammer, he might actually check Death Mountain too, because there's 2 items available for him.
Yeah, maybe other situation would be like Nukasuto Basement has boots, and we need extra magic containers or something, and this might be a magic container for Patrick.
Yeah, it's probably not a heart container.
Yeah, right.
It's probably not a pea bag either, because they've already found 1 or 2 pea bags. They found 2 pea bags. There was one in a palace, and there was one in a overworld location. So. Oh wow, yeah, just with that little blue jar there, Chroma can now cast a 3rd time on this life. So that's pretty nice how it worked out for him. He wants to save save that life as much as he can, because he doesn't want to waste that magic. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Not super useful, but that makes Fairy castable for him at Magic 4, I believe.
Good old pass through Rebo here with Downstablis before we potentially get to the dragon.
Now, he doesn't want to give up this life because he still has magic on himself. So it's kind of difficult to avoid getting hit like even once by Rebo. Oh, okay. That didn't really hurt very much.
Yeah, bodying him does like 0 damage almost. So if you're gonna take damage on this fight, try to body him instead of getting the beam.
Yeah, unfortunately, he did lose that cast of Fairy, but he's pretty deep in the palace, so I think he should be okay. He's got a good number of lives.
Yeah, so check this out. This actually helped Patrick because Magic for Fairy is 76, and with the extra container that gives him 80 to cast Fairy, so now he can get downstab, so he's going to be kind of maybe trucking a little bit faster here through palaces than Chroma, and he'll get that next magic level soon enough, which will just bring it down to 24. He'll have easy 2 casts of it with plenty left in reserve. And so yeah, this is we both have answers on each of our runners right here.
And medicine is in P2.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, this divergence is diverging even more.
Oh, we're going to cross Saria. Okay, we're going to get the fire spell. So we're going to get fire, and we're not going to get shield. I don't.
Because shield, fire could be something far more useful than shield.
I hope it's just shield. I hope it just comes back to haunt them. Karma, man.
We could have a bigger divergence. It could be fire linked thunder, and we could have a mage on Patrick's side, and we could have a fighter on Chroma's side.
There you go.
Big levels, but he's only gonna get like 300 experience from this. But whatever, he's good.
Yeah, he's got healthy levels here. This is fine. This is not a problem.
Yeah, they can beat these guys can beat the final palace on the levels they have right now. So
yeah. Now
Chroma's up and Aang back to the west, which means
he might want downstab as well.
Yeah, but there's also a boulder blocked cave over here.
Oh yeah.
And he can get another one in Spec Rock.
Yeah, it might just be a pass-through. Well, we're about to find out when Patrick exits here if it's going to be another cave right here. It looks like it's going to be a pass-through, actually.
Okay.
Was that a boots blocked? No, that's not a boot. Wait, is that a boots blocked palace? That's not.
I'd love it, but I didn't see it.
I that might be GP. I might just be misidentifying where its location was.
But yeah, Patrick now has downstab, but Chroma has it too. So Chroma didn't get downstab very far behind Patrick, despite those divergences.
Yeah, well, we'll still see if that extra magic container comes into play anytime soon.
I gotta ask you, guy. I gotta ask you. You know, seeing the great plays that our runners are making, you feeling a little intimidated?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
I mean, Chroma's loss is thanks to me last week, but he did. We were talking about this before. He did end up beating himself.
Yeah.
In that race more than me beating him, but.
All right. Patrick's found religion.
And we're into this 2/5, which I've once again not double checked to see what's here on the statue, whether there was a jar or not.
Chrome, that's not worth it, buddy. That's just 40 experience.
He's getting revenge on their kin from what was happening to him on the east.
Ah, is that what happens? Okay.
Yeah, he's what they call sending a signal.
Okay. So that they never do it again.
Yes.
Nice jump there. Cast fairy. Okay. He's kind of covering his mouth. And why are you dying?
Oh yeah. Oh, do you see that?
What? Sorry. What item?
Patrick, look at the tracker.
Where'd he get it? He got it on that little island?
Yes, he went to Crossaria.
Oh, that's big. We got double islands, and now he has boots. He is free, and honestly, in most places, free from encounters.
Yeah.
Because there are no encounters on ocean tiles, and if you get an encounter on the land tile, you can go onto the ocean and clear them by kind of Pac-Manning them up.
Pac-Manning them up? I love it. Yeah, so we just walked into a palace there. I didn't know what palace we saw there. P3. Okay. Yeah, so this is P5. This is P5 that Chroma's in, and we got 3, 5, and GP on the west.
Palpatine's Fist is asking what boots do in Z2. They let you walk on water in the overworld. You did get an answer by CS Tutor in chat. I just wanted to, just in case we have other people who are not aware. Because we have double islands, biomes, that's super useful. Like if it's a dried canyon, there's basically no water. But on an islands biome, there's a lot of water, and you don't have to go looking for bridges. You don't have to go just trying to go through force encounters or even skipping force encounters. You just pass. You just walk wherever you want to go.
Yeah, I will add that that's based on the flag set, and in this flag set, the boots are allowed to do all of that. We can turn that off, though. We can nerf the boots and turn it back into more like vanilla behavior to where only certain water is walkable.
Yeah, and when you're playing the flag set room, oh god, we got a mutant over here. Oh, sure, sad. I love it.
Yeah, that's the first time I'm hearing that. I do like that too. Into a dead end. Ah.
He's trying to pick up the... No, we're getting out of here. That's the most obvious dead end, so I'm a little surprised that he went as far as he did. But, yeah, when you play the flag so that the boots act like vanilla, it's not like you have to pump, the coastline to find all the hidden water like you do in vanilla in the original game. Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus!
Instead, the map is generated in a way that makes it kind of obvious where you can walk most of the time, so you don't have to just guess.
Yeah.
So it's not like as annoying as it is in the original game.
Still looking for Goomba in here, and this seems to be a long 3. I don't know if we've even seen the item room yet in 3.
Yeah, that is unusual, isn't it?
And we still don't have a read on fire. There was some talk whether it might have been life or reflect.
These Bogos are real. Ah!
It was bound to happen.
Yeah, there was a lot of jumping, a lot of down stabbing. It was going to happen at some point. So when you get... Okay, so for other people who may not know Zelda 2 as well, there's an item that both of these runners have at this point. It's called the glove, or the power glove, or, because it's so bad. It's 99% of the time a required item. It lets you break breakable blocks. Now, in this case, you break them by attacking them with a stab or a down stab or an up stab. In this case, the breakable blocks were the floor. They were the bridge. So if you down stab, you can break it and fall to your death. which is what happened just there. And it almost happened to Patrick earlier, but he pulled off a really slick maneuver to not die. We got double boss encounters going on right now.
Life for Guma. It's almost like we wish we had shield, maybe, but maybe not here. Oh my god, that was like 4.5 hearts. Jesus.
But they have more.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, calm down. It's not the end of the world. And now all the rest of the bosses are punks, right?
Holy jeez.
They're fine. It's fine. From this point forward, none of the other bosses can really hurt them because Thunderbird can be a little bit tricky, but there's when you get Reflect, which is required for one boss, it makes it a lot easier to dodge, and runners have a lot of practice with Thunderbird, so with runners at this stage, Thunderbird's probably not going to kill them. And then the boss of P4, shield doesn't really matter for, and the boss of P1 through 3, they can't really threaten these guys with Life 4 and 7 heart containers, so Chroma's finished the harder hitting bosses in the game, so he probably doesn't really need shield, except for maybe against like Spicy Chickens or Blue Focas in Great Palace, which are a threat, of course.
Yeah, I agree. They can be a threat. Chroma's looking for the item in 5. Unfortunately, we know that it's a whole lot of nothing. I think he's about to find it if he goes left immediately at start here, which I think is what Patrick showed us earlier.
AFC Gaming. Yeah, there's a lot of birds in this. You could kind of think of this as the start of the Rito as a Zelda thing, because I feel like the influence of Zelda 2 is a bit more far-reaching than most people realize. There was a character in the manga version of A Link to the Past. Okay, Karok has the trophy. That's P4. There's a character in the manga version of A Link to the Past where his name was Ronin, and he was like a bird person. And I believe that's sort of the concept that was recycled to become the Rito later on. And I believe Ronin was inspired by the bird enemies in Zelda 2. That's my guess. I don't think that's written anywhere, but A Link to the Past, of course, was the game right after Zelda 2, so it would make sense. At the time, Zelda 2 was a bit more influential than it is now. It was a big influence for the TV show and a lot of the art and stuff like that. So yeah, so you kind of see the Zelda 2 sort of influencing games further on down the line. And Patrick making good use of the boots to shortcut this maze island.
Yeah, Chroma is headed across Saria and getting his fire spell. I still don't know if we have a read on this, on what fire is. I guess we'll get a double check here on Chroma's side. Maybe Patrick's already figured it out. Maybe it is life. Oh man, okay. Well, Chroma's gonna get the cross as well. Yeah, cross coming in handy there as we're seeing the Moas now.
Yeah. That's gonna be super duper helpful.
Patrick walks into the cave for 2 seconds before realizing, wait, I have proper footwear for this biome.
This is so... See, look how much faster it is. And some of these islands are not even... A lot of these islands are not even accessible at all without the boots. But they seem to pretty much be pass-through caves. So not particularly useful to search them yet, but it is good to at least know you shouldn't check this cave or that cave, you know?
They also walked by the water tile. Oh, okay, there's that. I was going to say they also walked by the water tile right just south of here. And that's a quick check as well.
Speaking of quick, Patrick has found P1.
Yeah, this is definitely, we're going to put the afterburners on Chroma's side as well once he gets these boots here in the next cave. It's just go mode at this point. Like, I don't know what we're going to need specifically. Like, I don't think Patrick's going to look at anywhere else unless we are forced to pick up like a child somewhere. Chroma's still got to get the trophy hint out of Rudo for that. But so far the hammer, not the big play. But we'll see, right? It's still pending usefulness.
Yeah.
Then again, if it's Darunia, if upstab is a thing,
Sure.
that would be an interesting block. Just hammer blocks it upstab.
Yeah, that'd be pretty crazy. I'd love to see that. I mean, we've had enough crazy things that this seed has done to the runners so far. So, give us more.
But I like this. I like this early glove and fairy spell, and because now we're not worried about like blocks in palaces, and it got super cheap at Magic 5, and even with the key now on Patrick's side, not as useful with fairy being only 24. He still gets 2 casts of it very easily, or 3. No, he has only got 5 containers. Yeah. If he had 6 containers, he'd get 3 casts of it.
Right. Yeah.
I guess he'd get 4 casts of it at 6 containers. Yeah, it'd be 96. Yep. So yeah, Magic Key is nice and all. You don't have to worry about your. It is life. Okay, fire life.
I was actually going to ask if they tested fire yet, but good to know. So they have protection. So I think with that, like Patrick is definitely not getting shield.
Yeah, fire life is cheating. So we're gonna have to tell him in the race room to not cast that.
Oh man, look at these beautiful colors in P1 boss room.
Yeah.
Too bad it's going to be over in like 2 seconds. Hey, if you want to make me a palace, if those curtains and the blocks are kind of shaped like this and you've got that kind of color, I wouldn't mind.
I'm pretty sure you know how to make yourself a palace, sir.
I mean, yeah. Ice Palace? Yeah. Maybe in the future we could see ice tiles for palaces. Just saying. The only thing is, like, if you have different tiles, then you have different columns and windows too to go along with it, which kind of messes with the identification of palaces. So there's some complications with that.
Now, I don't know if we saw this item in 3 on Patrick's side. We saw a very quick rebo on Chroma's side. It was just left of start, I think, and then down the elevator. There was a loop back around. Oh, maybe we did see that one up on Patrick's side.
Little Rapids is asking how we can identify the palaces. So P3 and P6 you cannot tell from the outside. Most of the identification you can do from the entrance outside. But P3 and P6... you can't tell apart. You have to go inside. All of the palaces have different windows than each other. So if you see a window while you're inside the palace, you know which one it is. For instance, P5 has like a stained glass window, and you can see on Patrick's side the sort of diagonal bars, that's P3. The vertical bars is P6, and so on and so forth. The color's not relevant. The tiles aren't really relevant. But P1 has a certain column style, and it shares that column style with P4, but P4 has a MOA in the beginning. P2 and P5 share the same column style, but P2 has a magic container in the statue. So if you hit the statue in the beginning, a magic container will fall out for you, and P5 doesn't have anything. So that leaves P3 and P6, which are identical on the outside.
So, Chroma didn't get his boots.
Sure didn't. That's
going to be trouble.
Did he just not go? I was looking at Patrick's side. Did he just not go far enough in that little island situation?
I guess not. Yeah. Wow. So that's interesting.
I would say that Chroma right now has the advantage, but he's going to slowly lose that advantage to Patrick due to the lack of boots.
Yeah, and that's, we don't even know. It doesn't seem like there's a boots block because he just did 3 over there, which we hadn't seen. Oh, I guess he had to walk. It's not a true boots block. It was just simply go across Saria and take that pathway, go through 3, to make his way to 3. So he was able to make it there, as long as there's nothing actually like, blocked by the boots, by water on the east, then he'll be able to make it everywhere. I don't think this palace right here is blocked. Although here early on we did have a river devil block going north, and we didn't get a full picture of the top of that large island. Remember, you were talking about that kind of bigger island that they were on very early on. From there was a north passageway over a land bridge and a river devil. And I don't know what else was to the northwest on that island. However, what I'm getting at is we just saw a hint for the flute on the west on Chroma side. So that means whatever cave we're still missing, in addition to Heart Container Cave that had the boots in it, I don't know what other cave we're missing. Are we missing Medicine Cave? No, we saw Medicine Cave. Trying to see on Chroma side. Looks like Pillar P-Bag Cave is going to have the flute in it. So I don't know if that's going to be the way through. If it is, we're going to need a flute on Chroma side, and Patrick's just going to be able to walk around.
Yeah, exactly. Chroma's going to have to find that flute. He's going to have to dig it out somewhere. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult to move in the islands biome. Because of all of the bridges, all the land bridges between islands, and the wooden bridges, there are a lot of places in islands biomes that river devils can really interfere with your progress. And a lot of other biomes, especially something like Dried Canyon, a river devil is most likely going to just be placed somewhere where you can just walk around him. But in an islands biome, that's not usually the case.
Yeah, we're also going to get a spec rock check here from Chroma in a moment.
I think you can go all the way around from the counterclockwise to get to that, to get past that river devil, but that would be a big time loss, and I'm not 100% sure anyway.
Yeah, time loss or not, that's what Chroma needs if he's not going to go. He's probably not going to go back across Saria right now. And, okay, so 2 magic containers in Death Mountain today.
Interesting. He still hasn't found the other one yet.
I think he's about to. I think it's just north of here.
Well, yeah, that's good. Hopefully he doesn't waste too much time in Death Mountain. We did get a required Death Mountain, so I'm happy. It's not required for the items though, but it is required nonetheless.
Yeah, we at least get to visit it every time we need to pass through from one continent to the other.
And P2 is done for Patrick. And yeah, there we have it. Hammer Cave is now being delved by Chroma. Spelunked.
Yeah, VT Slacker, our tracker, saying all the sub-bosses. We saw another horse head pass through right before Helmet Head's room again. So very cool to see all these sub-bosses here today. We've seen, we've seen in 6, 5, and 2 so far.
Now, for those who are wondering why the sub-boss in P5 was messed up, that's because Horsehead as a sub-boss is something that appeared in P5 in the Japanese version of the game. And I believe you got an alternate version of the P2 boss there in the Japanese version, but they made a unique enemy, a unique boss for the American version. But that takes up a larger amount of space in the graphics table. And so when you place Horsehead as a sub-boss there, it references tiles that are now used by the boss of P5. So you get the head as the arm and all sorts of random stuff, which is why it looks so weird. It's because the boss of P5 is just so large physically that it takes up a lot of space in the graphics table.
And there's no space in Nintendo cartridges.
Yeah, pretty much. I think they could do that. What is that? Bank shifting? If we get bank shifting going, we might be able to fix that.
Yeah, I mean there's a way to fix it. It just takes recoding the game under the hood, which is possible. But
sorry, bank switching. That's what it's called, not shifting.
So Reflective is in New Kasuto today. Not going to be child blocked in Darunia. We still don't know where Darunia's at. There's our River Devil block as we're seeing there. I don't know if we go west. Can we get around? I don't know. Patrick is hanging out on the land here. I think he's going to go down to the water tile, actually. It doesn't look like we can get around there, so we're going to need this flute from the west or the boots from the west. Uh-oh.
Ooh. And it's interesting because there's 2 ways to get to the eastern continent, and both of them link to the south. If one linked to the north and one linked to the south, this wouldn't be a problem, but that's just not what the randomizer gave us today.
Yeah, Chroma's going to do this forest tile check over here. We'll see if this leads to anything. I think we have at least an item. Well, yeah, that's right. We got Glove and Risen, and I don't think we've seen Sunken yet. So
Great enemy dodging by Chroma, by the way.
It is a upstab, hammer blocked upstab there.
Oh yeah, that is true. So Patrick doesn't have the hammer yet, and it is entirely possible that we will get upstep blocks in GP.
Yeah, and it's entirely possible that Patrick is not going to dig the item out of 6.
Yeah, man. But Patrick has found the little sailor boy lost at sea in the middle of lava. Yeah,
it's the hot springs.
Oh, that's what it is. Speaking of differences in runners, as good as Patrick is, I think Chroma's the only one that I've seen doing link feet. So Patrick is doing. He's doing the Valley of Death. He can do fairy feet from here, which is easier than link feet, but he failed the first time, and he got it the second time. But there's 2 more. So it's going to be a bit slower for him than it was for Chroma, but not too bad. If he didn't have fairy, that'd be pretty bad. Oh, good recovery from Chroma using his own fairy to save himself from lava.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen here. He's going to see this block up north, and he's going to go back to the west, I think.
There were palaces up there, right?
I mean, Reflect is up there, so yeah. I mean,
oh, shoot.
But yeah, P1 was up there somewhere as well.
Oh man, yeah.
And
it's funny, they're both in completely different pickles.
And I guess P2 was up there as well. P2 and P1.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot that you need to go up there for. Oh, by the way, speaking on about palace identification, it used to be a bit more critical because before we had community rooms and before we were able to move rooms from one palace to another in the game, you would have the same number. You'd have the same rooms recycled within the palace that were just mix and matched. So you'd have like glove blocks in certain palaces. So you'd go into certain palaces before you get the glove and into certain palaces after you got the glove. But now what palace identification tells you is what the boss is and how long the palace is going to be. So there's it's a bit less critical to do palace identification now, but if you were to go into P4 without Reflect, that would be a very bad time.
Yeah, and coming back to Hammer and 6, there's the hammer for Big Pickets, so he is not going to be blocked out of Darunia, but we'll see if he looks around for it. It's possible that this is his last palace on the east, so he'd have to leave out of Death Valley and go find Darunia. So he might just be out of here to go back to P5 and this is P6. P5 is still on the west. We already saw Chroma do that, and then P4 is on Maze Island. So that is, he might just be skipping upstab today and taking a gamble on that. So it's possible that there's no upstab blocks. I mean, more often than not, I would say there aren't any upstab blocks. And if you do see any blocks like that, you generally see them from the top side anyway. So making them a downstep block then at that point.
Yeah. But it would be a one-way block though, so
yeah,
you couldn't head back once you went the downstep direction.
Yeah, you got to commit and forced up an A if you get stuck down there. We'll see. We'll have to just wait and see if we have any of those in there though. I mean, I'm hoping if we get that sort of if we get Big Picket skipping upstab, I would like to see some trolling. I mean, maybe he knows the upstab block skip. One of those types of rooms can be skipped. So we'll see. I don't know. We're getting really ahead of ourselves here, but I'm excited. This race is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So Chroma went through the hammer blocked. It was just a pass through, and it seemed like it didn't get him access to where the Boots Cave is at. So he is going back to the east again.
Why? He's done with it, right?
I think he's going to check P4 for its item.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a valid check, but I mean, it's not there, you know.
He
needs the trophy out of there, so I guess
for Thunder.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, this is still a double dip, right?
Right. Yeah, because he doesn't have Reflect, because Reflect is up there, where he needs to go.
Well, here's the hoping that he gets this item quickly and gets out of here and back to the west. He knows he's missing 2 item caves on the west. He's got a hint that one of them's the flute. And at that point, I would be looking at, boots aside. Like, we know the boots are there. He doesn't. And he knows the flute is there, and he knows he's flute blocked. So, at very least, this is going to keep him on the west looking around for things. And that's exactly what he needs.
Yeah, they did get a flute hint, right? So
yes.
It's not like he's completely up a creek.
Oh, this is also an attack for Barba for Big Picket. It was an attack for Chroma as well.
And it's a pretty healthy Barba too.
Yeah, both of them getting attack 5 off of that. And although Patrick going to be placing enough for Magic 6 instead of like Life 5 or Life 4.
I slightly like Chroma's levels a little bit better, but they're pretty close, so it doesn't really matter at this point.
Oh, we're skipping upstab on Patrick's side.
Wow.
Although he might not, he's still got to go to Maze Island, right, to get P4, and then from there he can actually come back to the east and look for Daruni if he's that paranoid about an upstab block. No, we've found Karak.
Does it seem to you like Patrick is the kind of person who would try to skip a town? Especially a town that has upstab? Do you think he'll look for it before entering GP?
I think he's gonna skip it. I have, my spidey sense is tingling, and it says skip. I shook the magic 8-ball, and it says it's probable that we're gonna skip upstab. So,
yeah, when you're going up against people as good as Chroma are, you've got to pull in a good time. He doesn't really realize he has an advantage over Chroma right now.
Yeah. Yeah, precisely. Again, both of these very good runners. And again, if he knows the upstab block skip trick, then, you're golden in every room except one.
Yeah, but that one is totally gonna mess you up. It's like the normal upstab, except it's got like an S shape to it, so you can't actually go and do it in a funky way.
It's a 2. I always call it an S as well, but it's a 2.
Okay. Well, there's a reverse version of that room, right? So that make it an S.
No, there actually isn't a reverse version.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
We gotta make it.
No, because then it'll show up in palaces more often.
That's to make it.
Do you want to see us do cool tricks and races, Nightcrawler, or do you want everyone to do 100% clear before they go into GP?
Yes.
The audience wants to see cool tricks.
Yeah, but the audience also wants to see upstab because someone took the time to animate the cool upstab for all the different sprites, and they want to see it.
Well, they're more than welcome to download the randomizer themselves and generate a seed and go look at all the animations themselves. I'm just saying.
Like, look at that sweet downstab that Chroma's got. It's pretty cool, right?
It's all right.
Yeah.
It gets the job done. We're still looking for this item. I know where Karak is, but this item is buried deep in a different direction here. Karak's not too far from start. You just got to walk the right way. Forehead. And Patrick is going the wrong way so far, but I mean, it's meta routing, so can't blame him one bit.
Yeah, they are in the same palace. They are both in P4, but Chroma can't complete it, so this is a big dive for just getting the item out of there. Kind of makes me feel pretty bad for Chroma, but Chroma does have P5 completed. And Patrick's got 1 and 2.
Yeah, 5 was a bit of time spent on Chroma's side. So, I mean, it's entirely possible that Guma's easier to reach. And, well, here's our item room in 4. But it's entirely possible that Guma's easier to reach from a different path that Chroma just didn't take in the beginning. And Patrick might just take that and just cruise right into Guma's room at that point. We'll have to see. He's obviously going to do that last right before GP. They're both on the west.
For those who are wondering why Chroma just saved instead of continuing, when you save, you always go back to the Northern Palace, but when you continue in the randomizer with the default flags, you'll go to the beginning of the palace. Sorry, the beginning of your current palace, whereas saving takes you to the Northern Palace, which is where you start the game. So he saved so that he wouldn't have to continue, then exit the palace, then up and A again.
Yeah. Chroma going to see where the medicine is at.
Oh.
He's turning it in the wrong. He's in the wrong town. Yeah, he's total on the cam. He's like, dude, I'm in the totally wrong spot here.
Yeah, it's just it's clearly like a brain fart for him. I think he's a little tilted, it seems, and Chroma kind of seems in the zone. And if I were to make predictions based on just that, I would say that Patrick is in a better spot. You want to be in that zone, and there's nothing truly intellectual that Patrick has to do at this point.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's tilt or just genuine concern, I've missed something and I've already been in this area, he's going in the right direction again. So he needs to stay down here and go through whatever pass-through was still down here that he didn't take earlier and gambled on, because that's going to get him his boost. He's going to feel terrible picking them up, but obviously he can't do anything without them. And now he's got 0 progression anywhere else but the west, so he has to just stay here and get his stuff and get his boots. And once he sees the boots, he'll be able to forget about the flute and just move on. But he won't know that. He doesn't know P1 and P2 are both open and available, so he might still look for the flute, thinking that maybe there's a 3-eyed rock or something, because he's not going to want to have to come back here a fifth time just to get a flute that he's going to gamble on again. So he might have that in the back of his head that he's going to full clear the west at this point, even after he gets the boots first.
Yeah, wait, what is he? What? No.
I don't know what happened there.
Okay, so he wanted to get the flute, and I guess he thought he was going to the wrong place to get the flute, but unfortunately he was going to where the boots were.
Well, yeah, I don't even know if we have access to the flute cave without the boots to begin with, because we haven't seen it yet on either runner. And Patrick knows he doesn't give a damn about the flute, so, and here's Chroma going back to somewhere.
Is he trying to find Hammer Cave? Didn't he already find it?
He did. He's going towards the raft, though.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know. Whatever revelation he had, he's headed back to the east now, I assume.
The dark revelation. It is a mal revelation. It is not the revelation you want to have, because this is not actually going to help him, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he hasn't checked. Okay, wait. He's going to check this north-facing cave. He's going to check this pass-through cave.
Doesn't it go to just some random island?
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
You might be right. The one that faced east went nowhere. I don't know if the one going north goes somewhere. I don't think there's a bridge off of this.
There were at least 2 islands that had that were just by themselves and had the sort of a dead end pass-through. So yeah, like that. There are at least 2 like that.
Yeah, there it is.
But I think the other one is connected to the north side, so he can't waste his time there. But now he's going back through this palace, back through this cave again, and it's not going to help him. There's nothing else he can do on the east.
Yeah, he's got to stay west.
I have to say, at this point, he is bleeding time to Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick doing the absolute full clear in this P4 here. And again, we'll see what his P5 looks like.
I mean,
I hate to see the races turn out like this with such good runners.
Yeah. He was heading in the right direction, so I feel so bad about it, and he noped out of it. But it is what it is. I don't... At this point, I think Kerma's at least 10 minutes behind, and that's something that's going to be very hard to recover from Patrick.
So we did get a question from Chroma in the race room. He did ask if the seed, he wanted confirmation that the seed was beatable because he's a little lost right now. And so giving him confirmation that it is in fact beatable. And he said, got it, thanks. And then he's back to running here. Because it's possible there's always that small chance that a bug still remains in the randomizer. We've fixed plenty of bugs with the latest version, but actually we just ran into a recent bug in vanilla layouts, so which doesn't affect this type of seed right here. But yeah, so this is rough. Chroma needs to go back west as Patrick picking up his trophy here.
One palace left for Patrick and picking up the Thunder Spell.
Because this is going to be like 2 weeks in a row for Chroma here. Last week again, what happened to him is he left a vital item behind in Maze Island, and that really hurt him overall. There was something else that hurt him, but it was kind of unavoidable. The thing that was really his main mistake was missing or just leaving behind the item in Maze Island, so that was pretty rough for him there. And here it is again, kind of coming back and haunting him that he's missing something, and now he's like triple checking these areas, and unfortunately it's just not here on the east. It's all west.
And if he is in a bad mental state, I have a bad feeling that when he goes back into P4, he might not remember the layout.
You see, P4 is pretty easy. It's gonna be first left at the first junction, I think.
Okay.
But he's still got P1 is quick, but P2 wasn't super fast for Patrick. So it's possible that, he also takes a while to get through P2.
Now, it is worth pointing out that Patrick did just find the location of Upstab. He did hammer the forest and went to Darunia. I think really what Chroma needs to be aware of is that the randomizer almost always has a very accessible boots in islands biomes, and there's double islands biomes here. So I think he's overthinking this situation. Like at the very start when you see islands biomes, you gotta know that the boots are probably not that hard to get.
Well, if you do play a lot of seeds, you do eventually run into more than a few islands biomes that do have the boots buried somewhere. So it is hard to. We always meme on the boots are going to be available early on, but they really don't have to. Again, and Chroma plays a lot of rando seeds.
Yeah,
Patrick,
it happens, and Dig Shake originally intended for it to be a little bit harder, but the way that he generated the seeds, it came up with more seeds where it was available early than not. And I think you don't really need anything special to get those boots, right? That's just an area that they didn't check at first. You don't need the hammer to break a block. You just need to go through like 2 pass-throughs, right? Or one pass-through?
Yeah, you got to go through 2 pass-throughs, it looks like.
Yeah.
So I hope he goes, he's headed east again. I'll go across Saria. I don't know if this Parappa Cave gets him there.
Whoa, he clipped through that small enemy. That was interesting. Okay, I don't think this goes where any place useful, but wasn't that where the flute is? Or
oh wow, that's an interesting fact. So you go through Fairy Cave. Wow, this happened somewhat recently to another runner, although it wasn't super detrimental to them in the end. But you go through Fairy Cave before seeing Heart Container Cave without a reset, and so the enemies are missing in there. And he might have thought it was Parappa and not Heart Container Cave. And look at how fast this P5 is for Patrick. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yep, so that is actually, I wonder if that's what it was. I didn't even notice that's the way that worked there. I know that's the way it works, but I didn't notice. On Patrick's side, I only saw him coming out of Heart Container Cave. So I just assumed that the enemies were dead anyway.
Alright, so Patrick is going to place his last gem here, and it's GP is fairly close to the beginning. I believe you do need hammer to get to GP. No, you don't.
No.
Okay, yeah.
It's right through the swamp to the east, although I think we're going back to Rudo first to get Thunder.
That checks out.
I mean, the other thing with Chroma asking if this seed is beatable in the race room, Patrick's probably watching the race room as well and seeing that. And at that point, you've kind of given away your hand that, I'm lost and I don't know what to do. So.
And that's what I think gave Patrick the confidence that he could go and get up stab without losing time.
Yeah, that's possible.
And I'm not saying that. I mean, that is information that Chromataclysm volunteered. So he did give up that information, but at the same time, since we told him that it is beatable, that also gives Chromataclysm the information that Patrick has seen how it's beatable, because there's only 2 racers here. So. Yeah.
And here's his heart container cave. Or why is there a red? Is this not Parappa with a red Dyra in the middle of it? It's not though. Why is the red Dyra back?
There's the boots. He's got a quizzical look on his face, and he's saying what?
Might be the same question I have here. Why is the red Dyra in the middle? If it was killed in Fairy Cave? Or did he leave it alive? Or did he leave it, or did he just shoot by it? I guess I didn't confirm that he killed it. Okay.
I think he may have up an 8 since then. No.
Well, no, I mean, you have to pass the fairy before you even see Heart Container Cave, so there's nowhere to reset. And if he had reset, that cave would have 4 enemies in it instead of just 1.
Interesting.
All right, Tracker confirming that he didn't kill the red Dyra first time, or that last time through, so that's why it was still alive. Yeah, because that's just too weird that if that were to glitch out like that. But now he's quite a distance behind here, and this is Patrick's about to walk into GP in a moment.
Yeah.
Or not.
It is. Yeah, he could be on a little safari.
Maybe he's lost Rudo, it looks like. Or did he just get... No, he just got Thunder. He's lost Thunder. GP.
He's fine.
GP's right next to Start. Or it's just south of Saria.
Yeah, it's southeast of Start, right?
Yeah.
And it's even easier to get there with the boots. Yeah, it's right there. That's a cool little palace, like GP in the middle of a small swampy area. That's pretty cool. Like a more tropical Charlock.
Right, yeah, right. Randomizer puts some cool biomes together at times.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we start out with a 4-way, and then, of course, this 2-way down here, or 3-way down here. So we have 4 ways to go at the beginning. I can't imagine that this is going to be that bad of a GP to where Chroma's going to have time to do 1, 2, and 4 and turn in the trophy for Thunder.
Yeah. I mean, it would have to be the hardest GP I've ever seen to allow Chroma to catch up at this point. I'm sorry to say. I like to hype up, situations where it's like, oh, who's going to win? We don't know, but I would give Patrick like 95% chance of winning at this point. 98% chance. Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, hardest GP would be that's rough given given their current loadout and resources here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if it's all birds, I think we still make it through with some relative ease. Oh, he didn't take shields, but he's got Fire Life, right? He's got Fire Life, and that's cheating. So.
And he's got Life 7 and Magic 7, which makes the Fire Life incredibly cheap.
Yes.
Which is what you're saying.
Yeah, so this reflects town here for Chroma. I would be ecstatic if Chroma walked into GP before Patrick was done.
That would be nice.
But that's a hell of a okay. Well, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Probably not gonna happen.
And I like the princess sprite in Fighter side, so it's gonna be sad if Chroma doesn't finish.
Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty easy Thunderbird here. Well, attack 5, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
And the interesting thing is there have been like 4 or 5 route divergences at this point, so you're eliminating a lot of Palace by identifying where Thunderbird is at this point. So there's probably not that many rooms after Thunderbird.
Yeah, it would have to be like 2 immediate dead ends, or those 2 lefts would have to just almost immediately loop into each other for there to be a whole bunch of rooms behind GP. I mean, it can roll the shortened GP flag is what we're using, and it can roll up to 48 rooms. So, I mean, it's possible there's still a handful of rooms back here, but it's also possible that there's not too much back here. This will be an elevator down. This could be Dark Link or more junctions.
Yeah, I assume that we're going to see Dark Link within 4 more rooms.
Chroma seeing the item in P2 here. Yeah, he's going to go in and get it, but this is the medicine. He just got this hint, and that's medicine. I don't remember what was in Mito at this point.
Nothing important.
Yeah, spell was in the Buru or something. So, and life was in jump. Jump was in Mito. That makes sense.
Jump would be nice, but it's a long way to go through the town to get it. On the 3rd screen.
Well,
Star.
there's your 4 rooms.
Come on now. I'm right sometimes. I know what I'm doing sometimes. That was 3 rooms after I said it, so.
Well, it was the 4th room. It was the 4th room.
Okay. Yeah. If you count Dark Link as the room, yeah.
Some people do, some people don't. I mean, it's convenient to do so to make it 4. So your prediction stands.
All right. Get your GGs in chat for Patrick. That was a really good race. For the majority of the race, it was very tight and very interesting seeing these racers diverge. So let's give it up for him.
Yeah, Chroma not thrown in the towel immediately here. If I have to assume the way he's feeling is definitely not good, fighting those boots that late. He's seeing P1, P2 right next to each other here, and he's probably going to just finish this one off. I don't know if he was really going to want to give an interview here. He's going to be like, well, yeah, I missed the boots, and interview's done.
Yeah. It's a bright room.
Yeah, it's also possible he's not watching the race room at this point, so...
Yeah, that's possible. He could be trying to get in the zone and just focusing in entirely on his game. He's at the point where Patrick was before, where he doesn't really need to think about anything at this point. Although he will have to think about P4 when he gets there, because he's going to have to recall the layout. And there's Patrick. Congratulations, buddy.
Hey, thank you.
So this one started off pretty good between you two, as anyone would expect, but I'm sure you saw in Race Room, Chroma asked if the seed was beatable, kind of giving you an idea that he was stuck somewhere, and so he was unable to find the boots. He, in fact, saw Heart Container Cave, but we believe that he thought it was Parappa Cave based on killing the enemies in Fairy Cave, and then just up and 8 out of there. And he just found the boots probably 15 minutes ago.
I thought there was a chance that would happen. I thought, certainly if it was a newer runner, I wasn't sure that Chroma would miss that, but yeah, when I saw that empty cave, I had the same thought. I'm like, wait a minute. I just went through Fairy Cave.
Yeah, and there was really no other cave that was up there that would be down to, like, you would need another south-facing cave up by Fairy Cave to be matched up with that one, so it's really kind of suspicious that that's like that.
Yeah, that's a tricky one can catch anybody out, I think.
Yeah, and I think he did end up digging that general area like 3, maybe 4 times. So there was a lot of time lost there. Actually, at the point when you found the boots and he didn't, and he was starting to lose time to you. At the beginning of that, he was probably ahead of you by like at least 2 minutes. So it really shows how, being aware of those sorts of things can make a huge difference in a race.
Yeah, I had some real trouble in the east before I got the boots. Those lava encounters were just ugly with invulnerable MOAs. So,
God, yeah.
Yeah, we saw. Here's what happened: is that you took the game over there, and Chroma had to retreat into Death Valley, where he link feeded his way to the palace and was then able to get Magic 5. He got Magic 5. He was going for attack, the next level of attack at 1900 some odd change. He got that, but dumped 2 levels into Magic, bringing it all the way down to 24 immediately for him at Magic 5. And so he was able to cruise through 6. He did 6. He got the hammer out of there. We thought that that might be a pretty amazing play there, getting rid of Death Valley right off the bat. Again, surviving, not game overing to the invisible MOAs, and invulnerable as well, I believe. So that was him right off the bat there. He did 6, then he came back to the west and did 5. So he did the 2 hardest palaces right out of the way there, and then it was simply that can't find the boots. He went across Saria with Fairy, and again just kind of left out of that Parappa/Heart cave trickiness and never returned until about a little after an hour.
Well, I feel like I got lucky then. Chroma definitely has better technical skills than I do by a wide margin. So
he's got better technical skills than me.
I mean, he's like a world record holder in any percent, or a former record holder, so he's got better skills than most people.
Yeah.
And
so I was pretty nervous coming into this, and glad I got a little bit lucky. And hope I don't have to face him again.
Yeah, I think he's probably a little upset more than he would be if this is the first loss, because what happened last week as well. He did miss a vital. We talked about this earlier during comms, is that he missed a vital piece of the puzzle in the previous race as well, leaving an item behind in Maze Island that was required, and now again missing the boots here. It's like, man. Just overworld mistakes are costing him when, these are easily fixable, but it really sucks to be caught by these, and it sucks even more 2 weeks in a row here.
Yeah, but better to de-rust in the Swiss rounds.
Yeah, and to be fair, I don't mean to, we're focused on Chroma a lot. You did a phenomenal job, Patrick, as well. I mean, you did perfectly fine out there. You found those boots. You identified that, potential trickiness in the cave, got the boots, and you were off to the races, dude. You were ready to go. You did. We were wondering with Chroma's find of the hammer, he did discover that it was Darunia well before you had the hammer. I forgot that the hammer was kind of easy to get in 6, and we were wondering if there would have been maybe an upstab block.
Right.
Like, we were hoping like maybe Chroma would have a chance, because you had a really commanding lead after a certain point in time, and we were hoping that there would maybe be an upstab block, and you'd have to come back and get upstab, and that would maybe try to even the race out a little bit. But other than that, no, there was nothing like that. You even came back and got upstab anyway out of Darunia, but as Nightcrawler was noting, at that point you kind of had information that Chroma was probably stuck, and so you probably had time to get upstab regardless.
Yeah, that was a little bit on my mind, but once I was kind of debating, did I want to get if I found the hammer, would I go back and get upstab? And just the routing kind of worked out, because I had to go back to Maze Island and through Death Mountain anyways. So I figured that was worth the gamble, even if Chroma hadn't posted in the race time room.
It also occurred to me as well that at the time when we were talking about that, we were like, I don't know if Patrick knows the upstab block skip. Didn't even matter, because jump was in Mito, and so you didn't have the medicine anyway, and you would have been upstab or nothing at that point, or go find the medicine, which was not an option.
I mean, it was. I knew where the medicine was. I just didn't get it, so that was my backup plan. I wasn't going to go hunt the hammer without a hint.
I guess that's true.
Because I'd figured out that Darunia was blocked under the hammer, so upstab skip and go get the medicine was my fallback plan, but which I didn't need either the upstab or the medicine.
I have a question. Did you get a hint on the west that the flute is on the west?
No, I don't think so.
Then we saw that on Chroma side. I was just wondering if we had seen it on your side or Chroma side or both. We definitely saw that on Chroma side, and that's where we were hoping that he would, because there's the only way north if you don't have the boots is through that River Devil block. And so knowing the flute was on the west, we were hoping that he would just kind of commit to the west at that point, just hard commit, and really try to find an item cave that he was missing, which would have just led him to the boots, right, instead of the flute, because the flute was Pillar P-Bag Cave, and that was obviously, I say obviously, but I'm pretty sure it was boots locked at this point, because neither one of you have found it So, but yeah, we were hoping that was going to be a thing as well, as you were just kind of trucking through these palaces and totally in go mode.
But yeah, when you were in GP and you finished off T-Bird, there were several branches before you hit T-Bird, and considering we're on short GP, we kind of figured there wasn't going to be much more of the palace after that T-Bird encounter.
Yeah, I kind of felt the same way, even though it was going to be like it was 2 rooms in. Just glad I didn't gamble left like I considered.
Chroma has gambled
He
left
is.
here, and he has gone in every single direction so far, other than to Thunderbird.
So we're going to see more of the palace on his side as he's racing through right now. I'm glad he's going to try to finish it up.
Oh, it seems that Chroma's also forgotten to pick up Thunder.
Oh.
So that's probably going to be a forfeit point there. Yeah, I think he just realized that now on his camera. He's like, I didn't even grab the stupid spell. And yeah, he's thrown in the towel in race time there.
Yikes.
We'll see if he wants to do an interview, but I would not blame him one bit if he declined tonight.
Yeah, getting randed like that is definitely frustrating. I think we've all had seeds like that. So
Absolutely.
definitely feel bad for him, and
But it
I'm
was
glad it didn't come down to just a pure skill battle, but I'm kind of sad it didn't at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He is wearing a shirt that says "Hug Me" on it, so maybe he does need a hug after tonight's race.
I'll tell you though, I mean, it was the beginning of the race was really wild. The two guys were diverging in unusual and unexpected ways. It kind of looks like he actually might be getting ready to join us here. Oh, someone dropped. Oh.
That was our tracker.
Okay.
Yeah, but again, dude, Patrick, you did totally fine. I mean, and I don't know I didn't notice any mistakes. I mean, it was just simply you found that you did the routing, you got Ferry, Castable, you were the first one to get all that information, and then from there you were off to the races, and then that was that, dude. You just kept moving along. No flute requirement, no hidden palaces, no nothing. Just the one hammer to Darunia for upstab, which at the end of the day wasn't required. So from the boots from early on, it was a little cloudy on how this is going to form, but at the end of the day, it was very clear after the boots there.
Welcome in, Chromataclysm. Sorry about the way that seed kind of threw you for a couple loops after a certain point. Chroma? We're not seeing you light up when you talk, so if you're on push talk or something. There you go.
How's that?
That's better.
Yes.
A little better? Okay. Yeah, the room that had the boots did not have the enemy where the enemy was supposed to be. And there were reasons why you could go in further and find that. Like, if you could note that it was kind of at the vertical edge of the map and therefore couldn't have connected elsewhere. I don't believe I did see the Parappa Cave. So the enemy was in the place where it would be in the Parappa Cave, but not where it is in the Heart Cave. So this is not how the randomizer is supposed to work, and so there really was no reason to check deeper into that room. So logically, there may have been some inductive reasoning I could have applied to eventually come to that conclusion, and eventually it was just trial and error that made that happen. So I'm a little bit frustrated that it's the randomizer not functioning the way it should that caused the runaround in the world. And, under different conditions, if this was brackets, I would definitely be requesting a rematch under that kind of circumstance. Even in the best of 3, As it stands, I don't really care too much about seeding. I'm just upset that I let it get to me and kind of lost my cool. It kind of busted through my zen this time, unfortunately. And I mean, Patrick, great job, and good on you for checking. I'm sure it was, up until that point, probably an interesting race.
Yeah, they said you were actually probably a couple minutes ahead. I had some trouble on the east. But yeah, I've seen that bug before, or not bug, but it's the Heart Container Cave and Fairy Cave are linked. So if you kill the
Right.
enemies in Fairy Cave, the enemies are also dead in Heart Container Cave, and that's just how it is in vanilla
But
as
if I
well.
recall, there was an enemy in that cave. There was a red Dyra
Well,
that
here,
was in the second portion of the room, like it would be in what's it?
well, I didn't see the
Lava Cave.
first time you were in there, so I can't confirm anything there. But the second time we did see the Red Dyra, and I asked if you had left the Red Dyra alive in Fairy Cave, and someone said you had left it alive in Fairy Cave. Therefore, it would have been alive in Heart Container Cave as well when you passed through there the second time. I don't know. I
All I
don't.
know is I went into that cave twice, and both times it was empty in the front of the room. That's all I know.
Right. Right, because you would have killed all those enemies, but the one Red Dire, I can go back through the footage and look at this and put this together. But yeah, if you left the Red Dire the second again, I'll just have to look at the footage and see
Yeah,
exactly the way
for
that,
sure.
that looked.
And like I don't necessarily want to just focus on that stuff, but I mean it is the noteworthy thing about the race, so like we're gonna have to look into it. Like it's good to know that that's there. I have never run into that before, and that's a little frustrating. I know like anybody coming into this game, there's going to be stuff that they don't know because of lack of experience. And I guess that's some of the frustration there is that I feel like I know how this game works, and apparently there are still things to figure out. But
I gotta
yeah,
say,
we'll get there.
if we're talking about some of the other things that happened in the race, last time I was interviewing you, Chromataclysm, I commented on your link feed, and you said, and Mariah reinforced that it's much easier to do link feet from the left side of the screen than the right side. But this time, when you when you went to the east, you got into a situation where you were on this huge lava patch and in a situation, and you're like, I guess I'll go into VOD. Trying to avoid the enemies, and you link feeded through 3 forced encounters from the right side fairly consistently. I think you missed it once. It was rather impressive, I gotta say.
Rather lucky is what I would say, especially because the different sprite makes it weird, and it's a slightly different position, at least on my monitor, when I'm going in the lava caves versus like the bridges. The pixel you have to stop on looks a little bit different. Um, yeah, that was absolutely just fantastic luck, and the only reason I was doing that is I didn't have fairy, and I didn't have a cross at that point either, I believe. So I didn't really want to just take my chances with the encounters when, like, I can do it from the right side. It's just it takes longer if you fail. Like from the left side, you can reset over and over and over again. You don't lose much. But yeah, it is definitely riskier from the right side. But yeah, situation like that, I don't have fairy. Why not?
There was
Stuff
a
like
lot
that
of
is why-
drama there because Patrick had been in that area and like just game overed from the Moas because he got into one of those encounters, and those Moas were invincible, so you couldn't even stun him.
See,
So
that's good drama right there.
yeah, it was great drama.
Want more of that.
And
gonna
that's
say
kind
this-
of what the whole first half of the race was like. It was great. Oh, sorry, Patrick, go ahead.
Oh, that's fine. I was just going to say those link feed and stuff like that are why I'm kind of terrified to play Chroma.
Well,
So
you
say
definitely
that,
get the other
like,
stuff with me
I'm
too.
glad it
the
didn't
brain
come down to
farts
like.
and all that.
Sorry, I was just saying I'm glad it did not come down to a battle of pure skill because I'm outclassed by far. I feel like.
And
So I'm
Yeah.
a little. I feel bad I got lucky, but I don't. I'm happy I did. So it's one of those things. But I'm sorry it didn't work out like that. That's a
yeah.
frustrating way to go, and I know it's not satisfying for
I
anybody.
just
in
know
some
that
ways.
it's one of those things. Like life is just like this. Like you don't necessarily learn things like this until you've come against them in a situation where it's been noteworthy. Where oh, that's a thing that can happen, and yeah, learn the hard way. You learn it a little better, I think. So
Yep,
I
probably
guess I
people will
know
be familiar
now.
for the rest of the tournament. So,
Hope so. Oh, hope it doesn't come up. Like I gotta say, like this seed was really interesting, and if it wasn't for that
Yeah.
little quirk in there, this could have been a potentially really, really cool just battle of routing.
Yeah.
I mean, there was only so many things you could do, but I still think there could have been some interesting divergences in a seed that's set up like this.
Yeah, for sure. I think how you got to a castable fairy was like a big decision point as well, or could have
Oh
been.
yeah,
Mhm.
that was fun.
Chroma had been
I remember
saving
that
up.
part.
He'd been saving up experience to get attack 4 or 5, and he got the experience for it. And this is, I think, around the same time that he was that he went through VOD, and this was the same time, and he was like,
Yeah, it
"Well,
would have
I'm
been
gonna
in
do the
Palace 6.
palace. Yeah, I'm gonna do the palace, but I can't cast fairy yet, so I'm gonna, get to attack." The next attack level and then spin it all on magic level so I can get castable fairy, and that really worked out for you. It was just so interesting the way everything happened.
That was kind of a cool moment, where you feels like time stands still a little bit. Oh, this is the path. This is how I'm going to make it happen.
Yeah.
It felt really good. And then I was getting pretty lucky on the grind with the red iron knuckles at the front of the palace too. I think I got like 5 or 6 in a row before I started getting nothing but jars.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it was the link feat going into Palace 6, that little grind right there, and then the magic levels. And yeah, at that point, I was feeling great about this race.
Yeah. Understandably. And it was
Yeah.
so interesting. It was a double islands with that were separated by Death Mountain and Maze Island. And Maze Island was a hub, but 2 of the exits of the hub went to the same portion of the eastern continent, which I was saying was rather unfortunate for you,
Yeah.
Chroma, because if they had just put those exits on different sides of the River Devil, there would not have been a problem for you.
Right. It was just those boots being required that created that.
Well,
But like, who knows what else goes wrong too is the other sort of like, I guess that's a little bit what's unfortunate about it, is that like I would want to know. And we can't.
well, from I asked Patrick this because I wasn't sure where I saw this hint, but we saw the hint on your side for West having the flute.
Flute.
And,
Yes, I did see that.
And so when you saw that River Devil block up there, we felt that you would probably be committing to the West as hard as you could to try to find this flute in a missing cave somewhere, but you didn't go back there for a while, if I'm remembering correctly.
I was committed to finding boots, and I was positive I had seen everything I could see without boots on the West, which is why I was committed to the boots.
Okay.
It was that room. It was that room.
And
Man.
it would be, I was noting that oftentimes, not 100% of the time, but let's say 75% of the time when you've got islands biomes, there's a very high chance of finding the boots fairly early on. And we had double islands biomes in this case, but you also got early fairies, so technically it could have been in a palace,
Right. I was checking everything I could, as it came. I find it so frustrating when there's so much left on the map, and I'm committing to finding a palace item just because I don't want to go back to that palace and find out that I've missed it. There's so many gambles in a seed like this.
Yeah, it was really
I think
fascinating.
that's one of the things that made it interesting, like, was the fact that we could have done so many different things. Would have been a cool one to see, like a massive race, 6 to 8 people going at it.
Yeah, and that early glove was just like, that was totally off the table, free and easy from there. It wasn't going to be a glove hunt. Unfortunately, it was a boots hunt, though.
Boots hunt. Yeah.
It's not every day when you have a boots hunt.
Yeah, there's a handful of items that can make or break the seed, and had a few noteworthy raft hunts and hammer blocks. The one I don't think I've seen anytime recently is flute being the thing that it comes down to.
Yeah, it's pretty unlikely, but if you had the
I will
flute,
wish
it could have
that on
figured
Patrick for his next seed. May you be flute blocked. Not blocked, but like, may that be the item progression for you in your next seed.
Is that a chromatic curse?
Yes.
Oh,
No, it's not. I'm sorry. Like I really, really no hard feelings whatsoever um towards Patrick. It's just one of those, kind of pinching myself. Because I did sort of note when I entered that cave the first time, like, this is weird. I don't remember seeing the other side of a Parappa cave, but here it is. So who knows what's up there? And then I totally forgot about it until later. It just, yeah, it happens, I guess.
Well, I got to thank you guys very much for this race. It was very fascinating to watch, especially the first half was very very
Yeah.
interesting. And yeah, and you guys up to anything else in the week other than more matches coming on about a week from now, or anything else going on in your channels that you want to talk about?
Um, there's a guy named PRZ or Prisbiz Nation who recently took the any percent world record, like kind of back and forth from dude, and he started running New Game Plus, which is my last remaining first place.
do you
for
not have
main
do
categories.
you not have main category? Do you still have
Yeah, I've got
131?
category. Yeah, I have category extension stuff, but I only have the one first place in the main categories. And there's new tech. Link Feet wasn't part of that before, and he's doing it. So I'm thinking of trying to push that down a little lower. Um, just try to hold on to that a little longer,
Great.
because he's a fantastic runner, and with time he would definitely take that. Because even with the route I was doing, I feel like there's at least 5 more seconds that could be saved. But with the new tech, there's, who knows, 10, 15 seconds. It's not a fast run. It's 9:25 right now, so those are easy to just kind of knock out here and there. I don't know how much I'll do live, honestly. Like, that's one of those categories that I can just like put on a podcast and do offline over and over and not worry too much about. So we'll see. I might broadcast some of that, might not.
Cool.
I've got my 40th place in horsehead percent, I think.
Yeah, let's go. That's the other first place I'm proud of. But
Cool. Well, good luck next week, and thanks, guys, for the commentary and the restream. That was awesome.
thank you so
Yeah,
much.
GG's.
GG, Patrick.
You too. Have a good one.
All right, then. Any final thoughts, Nightcrawler, before I take us out of here?
No, just that was really cool. And if you guys want more Zelda 2, vanilla, you can check out Chroma's channel, like he said, and you might see a new world record. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I was going to say, I'll do a spiel about that, actually, right after I have my other intro. So to start off with not introing, please do give both runners a follow. VKPKT, Patch, and Chromataclysm. Great race from both runners. Just, that was unfortunate on Chroma's end today. We do hope to see him next week in brackets. Let's see. Thank you also to Brian Nightcrawler for doing the commentary and to VT Slacker for doing the tracking. Let's see. Coming up ahead on the ZSR schedule, we do have one final match left in Swiss Round 4. It will be tomorrow. That will be at 4 p.m. Eastern. Between Chad Britt and Jay Cooper. There's also a 2-1 match. That will be on ZSR 2 because we also have a Grand Finals match. Link to the past Randomizer Cross Keys tournament. Game 3 there between Ellison and Wall Kicks. That will be on ZSR main. I've also got a couple weekly races and the Majora's Mask Randomizer tournament race. And then we'll have Swiss Round 5 coming up here for this tournament, and then brackets after that. Speaking of vanilla, though, I should also note that the Zelda 2 Vanilla All Keys Tournament 2023 starts tomorrow, actually. They have a qualifier week this year where they'll be doing races starting from tomorrow through the following Sunday, October 23rd. You don't need to be an expert at all keys. If you can do a run, you are free to join the tournament. You need to do one qualifier race to qualify, and then there will be 2 brackets for the all keys tournament this year. The Boss Bot bracket, which is the upper 50% from qualifiers, and then the Sweetie Bit bracket for the lower 50% from qualifiers. Go and stick a link to the Zelda 2 Vanilla Speedruns Discord in the chat if anyone wants to check that out, because we'll be doing race streams. Not sure of the qualifier races, but we'll definitely be doing the race streams of the brackets for that coming up here. Until then, that will be it here for us tonight. Speaking of all keys, we are going to go over and say hi to our friend E. Actually, no. They just cut stream. Never mind. Can find us a different raid target here. We are going to go over. I'm going to find us a raid target. Someone playing Zelda here, and then we're gonna call it for the night here. Thank you for watching, all, and we will see you next time.